나사렛 빌리지. 어제 수박집.
청년은 잘랐대요.
아 그래요?
No, it's nearby my house.
Nearby.
Yeah.
나무.
We know that 2,000 years ago, people used to call the field of ripe wheat Sadeh Lavan in Hebrew. And Sadeh Lavan in Hebrew means a white field. So now it explains why Jesus once said, look at the fields because they're white for the harvest. Yeah? Then Saul would bring all the harvested wheat to this place which is called a threshing floor. And then all the harvested wheat is laid out in a round form. Then the donkey is tied to such special threshing sled.
오케이.
So at the bottom it has a lot of sharp basalt stones. So the donkey walks around the sledge, so the round wheat looses from the straw and hulls. And then usually in the evening, Saul takes, because the weather is windy then, so Saul takes such special winnowing forks, yeah, and he would throw everything up, the chaff, which is, let them
Oh.
show you. Yeah, the chaff, which is lighter, just flies away, and the grain falls down. So such a picture was mentioned by John the Baptist in Matthew chapter 3. He was talking about the time when the Lord was cleaning up his threshing floor, and he mentioned such a winnowing. Yeah, feel free to make pictures with our villagers. Thank you so much, Saul. And please we continue for the tour this way. So let me introduce you to Abraham, our shepherd, the father of all nations. So here we've got our sheep and goats. We see that this relationship between shepherd and his flock is a picture of God and his people is found many times throughout the Bible. For example, King David, who was a shepherd himself, in one of his psalms he says, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." Then he goes on, he describes how a shepherd takes care of his flock, yeah, Psalm 23. And at the same moment, David was talking about God, who is the best, yeah, taking care of his people on a daily basis. And we see when Jesus comes, he uses the same image in his teachings and messages. He says, "I'm the good shepherd, I'm the only door to the sheepfold." So a sheepfold is a place where the shepherd would keep his flock at night. The most of the day he would let them to graze in uncultivated land. And especially when he goes far away from his home, for example in the middle of a desert, he would try to find a small cave and build kind of fence to protect his flock. And also we see that although sheep and goats, they have the same needs, care, protection, water and food, but they're totally different in personality. So sheep, they're more obedient, but goats, they're more troublemakers. They're more rebellious. Yeah, they don't easily listen to a shepherd. They like to go their own way, to do their own thing. That's why usually a shepherd would not have sheep and goats together. So that's why we see also that Jesus, he talks only about sheep in a good way. Yeah, when he says, "My sheep, they hear my voice and they follow me." Also, shepherd, if he does have such a mixed flock. Good morning, ladies. If he does have such a mixed flock, sheep and goats together, so once a year, the shepherd would separate sheep from the goats. Usually it happens in this time period, late spring, the early summer. So clusters of grapes to this area. They would take off their sandals and would walk to rest. Now the question is, why did the make wine barefoot without any sandals? So I always say that barefoot would refine the flavor. Yeah? The wine would be much more macisoyo. Just to remind you that we are very close to the center. Sugar center in Nazareth. Just 10 minutes walk. Please come over here.
Hello, hello.
Shalom.
Shalom, shalom. You have place here, you can come to the inside. Anglit, huh?
Please, we're stopping here.
Well, hello everybody.
Hello.
Wake up. I'm Simon, the farmer of the village. And at least I'm 2,000 years old.
Yeah.
Do you have any complaint? Well, as you see here on this terrace, we planted winter vegetables which need lots of water, cold water. We already harvested most of it. We still have just few cabbages. Next week we'll harvest all the cabbages and then we will plant summer vegetables, which we have some here. For example, we have cucumber, a melon, watermelon. But there's something so important that we do it every year and we'd love to share you about it, which is pruning the trees. Imagine that we don't prune trees here, what will happen? A jungle. Very big jungle. Lots of small leaves, small fruits, and the most important, lots of diseases. That's why it's so important for us to prune the trees. Usually here, in the winter time, most of the trees here losing the leaves. Just empty branches doesn't grow at all. In March, the weather starts to change, to be warmer. Then the trees start the life again. Make new leaves, new flowers, and branches. That's why we use 1 month before and prune the tree, which means in February. As you see on the olive trees, we don't have any high branch at all. Why is that? We have more than 95 olive trees here. We don't found even one high branch. High branch make lots of shade on the low side of the tree, whereas most of the olives gonna be, and that's not good. Olive trees don't like shade at all. Olive trees love sun the whole day. Also, we know that less branches, we will have bigger olives. Bigger olives, which mean much more oil. And imagine that we
All right. So after the crushing, now it's the second stage is pressing these baskets. Actually, you can see the same from both sides. So, for example, here in the corner, you see that people would stack all these baskets one upon another. It's over a hole which is a half meter deep, and without any pressure applied, just because of gravity, water with oil would flow down to that hole. After a while, since the water is in the shade, if you wish, you can go inside and look at the explanation of the water here. So now I'd like to introduce you to Daniel. Hello. How are you doing? Yeah. So Daniel is our potter.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm the potter and I like to play with mud. It's very fun. But to have a potter like me back in the days was important because do you like to eat?
Yeah.
We all like to eat, right? We need to eat in plates, okay? Or we need jars for water. Or if we want to see in the night, we need oil lamps, right? So, as you can see, essential things that we would need daily. But first, we need to make the material of the vessels, the clay. We make clay out of mud. And very simple. Behind you, over there, do you see the fence? Down the fence, there are 2 tools. You can go and see if you would like to. There I'm gonna create the clay. I'm gonna put the mud and the water and mix it with a very special machine called feet. Let's feet. I'm gonna step on it and mix and create the clay and clean it because it can have stones. And if the clay has stones, the vessels will break. Okay? When the clay is ready, I can bring it here and start making some vessels. Let me show you. With what I have done, I will cut it from the base, the frame, and I will put it. Yes. So, while they dry, I can add things. For example, handles, okay, or holes or decorations. Then, after a few weeks, we need to bake them. Behind you see the dome. That's the oven.
Carpenter, he would make or maintain different tools for everyday jobs, especially for farming. He's working on the yoke now. Here you can see complete two donkeys. And he would make such a wooden plow. Also such wooden guards for ancient books for the scrolls. We're going to see such in our synagogue. Also over there, carpenter can make such wooden loom for weaving. This is Hannah, our weaver. Hello, good morning, Hannah. So the process of weaving starts from shearing of the sheep using such shears. Then everything is washed in such a stone basically with water. After that, it's a stage for dyeing. You have to make it colors because the sheep give us only three natural colors. People with oil to So, for example, to make green, people would use onion or leaves of yes, everything is green. So, for example, for gray, nutshells for gray. For red and orange, pomegranate skins.
염색할 때
This is for the rich people, more expensive. To get such golden color, people would use a spice saffron. Golden color. For golden color. And the most expensive, which are blue, purple, and scarlet, people would get out of sea snails. In each sea snail. Okay, so you see that the yarn is not ready yet for use because of the tension. It curls up all the time. That's why it has to rest in the ball for another 5-6 weeks. So after that, she starts weaving. As you can see on the stool, there are two stretched rows of yarns. Every time she picks from the back row, has the front. Has the front, and she uses a shuttle in her right hand to make horizontal yarns. And then she needs such special wooden arms to push the yarn up to make the cord tight. After about 1 day of weaving, she gets such shawls. Here 100% wool and handmade by Hannah. And also out of leftovers.
Is it synagogue?
Yeah, welcome to our synagogue. This is Zechariah. He's the head of our synagogue. Yeah, he's strict and good-hearted at the same time, so behave. So, please, have a seat. And here we have about 10 archaeological ruins of first century synagogue. Have you been to Magdala, Masada?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there you've always seen first century ruins of first century synagogue. But this is really a really unique place because this is the only full-size replica of first century synagogue. So only here you can really imagine how it would look like at the time of Jesus. And yeah, as I said, we used the same building materials to build this place. Look up at this ceiling, you can see that this roof consists of beams, there are beams of God, and at the top there are 3 layers of mud mixture to protect the roof from rains. By looking at this type of roof, which is kind of standard in every house, so we can remember the story of a paralyzed man, in Capernaum, the place where Jesus taught was full of people. Just a moment. And we can remember that story and understand that those people who were that paralyzed men, they were actually able to dig through such a type of roof and lower that paralyzed man who was healed by Jesus afterwards. The synagogue 2,000 years ago was kind of community center. It was not a religious place as we know today. So people would gather for praying. For instance, for example, they would gather all together to solve different problems of their setup. So it's kind of a municipality center. Also, it's a place that was a school. The elders of Nazareth, they would judge people. And also on the Sabbath day, they would gather to just pray for the So it was to meet for 3 hours in Nazareth on Saturday. And was pastored for Isaiah 61. And Zechariah is going to help us with the reading.
The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He's anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He sent me to heal the brokenhearted, to proclaim liberty for the captives, recovery of sight for the blind, and freedom for the oppressed, to proclaim the acceptable year of the Lord.
So then Jesus rolled up the scroll. He gave it to the attendant and sat down. And the eyes of everyone were fixed on him. Then Jesus continued.
Today, these scriptures are fulfilled in your hearing.
So by saying that, Jesus actually claimed that he is the promised Messiah. And Luke says they were amazed by these gracious words of him apostles. Then we see how their response at the beginning drastically changed. So they got so angry with him, they wanted to throw him off the cliff on which the city was built. So what happened? Jesus told them 2 stories from the Old Testament. The first story is about the widow of Zarephath, who miraculously survived through a terrible famine in the days of the prophet Elijah. The second story is about Naaman from Syria, who was healed from leprosy, and he had bathed himself several times in the Jordan River. So these 2 stories are good examples of God's miracles during our days. But the problem with these 2 stories told by Jesus was that both biblical heroes, the widow of Zarephath and Naaman from Syria, they were Gentiles. So by telling these 2 stories, just like the second story is sad, people can say the whole world from Gentiles. So now way you're facing the screen, we're gonna watch a short video.
방문해주셔서 감사합니다. 저희는 오늘 여러분의 방문이 소중한 기억이 되기를 바랍니다. 여러분이 이곳에서 경험한 바를 통해 예수님의 말씀과 비유를 더욱 분명하게 이해하실 수 있기를 기대합니다. 나사렛 빌리지는 한일 세계 100여 개국에서 방문하는 9만여 명의 방문객과 이스라엘 내 다른 종교에 속한 사람들을 맞이하고 있습니다.
We saw the footage of our special programs that we make for them every Passover and Christmas seasons. And so since it's not profit, that's why our main goal here is to make this place better for all